Let's jump straight into number two. Welcome to this podcast, the Life in My Name podcast, where you get to experience hearing more about connecting with our divine purpose, our purpose, why we're here on earth. Also blending with the mysteries and the pleasures of numerology and many other rich spiritual tools that I have to offer. I hope you enjoy this podcast as I'm going to dive into number two. The previous podcast was about number one, numerology. So this time I'm going to dive nicely into part two, which is numerology number two out of 9. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share with others. You never know who is ready for this information and who will feel moved by this information. I hope you enjoy it. Number two, it has the feminine vibe, the feminine energy to it. Number one, being the masculine, being the leader, having the presence of the father. Number two has the presence of the mother. It's like one is the force of the sun, and number two is the force of the moon. Two is the receiver. And I want to touch upon this topic of receiving because it is very important. As human beings, we have the gift of receiving from the Creator. But with the nature of wanting to be like the Creator, sometimes it's easier to want to call the shots, to want to be the doers of our lives, and wanting to always take action, but not allowing to receive. So number two is here to remind us that we can receive. And it is our birthright to receive the good things in our lives, the things that we desire in our lives. That is the force of the number two. It's about receiving. So many people are out there controlling, again, the number one vibe, controlling, wanting to do it all by themselves. Some of it comes from fear or anxiety of not having it done perfectly for the way we want things to happen. But there's also a gift in trusting what is there, what is being given to us. I'm not saying don't take action. No, do take action, but allow when the results start to manifest, allow them to be. Don't micromanage. It is within our gift again to constantly receive. But our work as human beings, what we can do to receive is to work on ourselves, work on our container, our spiritual work, our physical work is to be ready to receive. Let me give you an example of this receiving. I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. Imagine giving a 16-year-old $100 million. Some may not be able to handle. In fact, the majority may not be able to handle such amount of money, whether coming from inheritance or any form. Having so much money and without a plan or an idea on how to invest or how to share or how to use or utilize such money. Some have gotten the gift to receive so much money and then ended up committing suicide or resulting into drug abuse or any form of abuse because of because their vessel or their container is not ready yet to receive such money. This is actually a teaching that I've learned from Kabbalah. And it's good to work on ourselves to expand that capacity to receive what the Creator is giving us, because the Creator is always giving. The Creator is always giving the things that we want, the things that we desire. But then it is up to us to work to expand the capacity to receive such light. And that's the number two. The number two has that force to receive. Just like in relationships, the man gives the seed, the sperm, the woman receives the seed and then transforms it into a baby. Then a child is born. That is the energy of receiving and giving, also cause and effect. It's like that in life. The sun gives light, the moon receives and reflects the light, and nature benefits from it. We also benefit from that light, especially when it's direct from the sun, and also especially when it's a reflection from the moon, because it helps us also within the dark moments of our lives. When the moon rises during the nighttime, that is that force, the nurturing force. So allowing ourselves, through nurturing ourselves, to get to understand ourselves, to see where we are trying to micromanage our lives and where we are not trusting enough to receive. Number twos are also very good at listening. And remember, listening is receiving, because it's receiving information from whatever the sound or wherever the sound is coming from, and then allowing it to enter within our ears. There's so many people that struggle with this tool of listening, because the moment when a person is talking, sometimes the brain is already thinking of what to do next within this information, which sometimes removes the person from the present moment of receiving, which it's like that in life. It's like that where a person has to know how to manage the listening, receiving, and the brain. When the brain starts processing things in order to prepare a person to act, that's the giving. The balance is very important. I have a story that I've heard of someone that was going through hearing challenges, and this person went to the doctor to get help, seeking help to heal from this challenge that the person was going through. And then the doctor was very intuitive and spiritual in nature. And instead of charging money for surgery or saying, okay, go to this procedure and do that, the doctor tapped in intuitively and said, do you listen? Do you listen to people? Do you listen to your parents? Do you listen well to information? And this person reflected and realized that their relationship with their own mother was shaky. This person wasn't good at listening to their mother. It was a challenge. Therefore, the result to them losing that ability to hear. So sometimes it may seem like it's something medical or whatever, but then it's just a matter of being present to listen. And when the person went back and started practicing more, to listen more to their parents, to listen more to people around them, they regained the ability to hear clearly. It's very powerful. It's very, very powerful. All of this within the mysteries of the number two, being a good listener, being a good connector of information, connector of things. The people with this number are very good at connecting the dots, knowing that, okay, this person is looking for this service. If I connect them to this person, this will help. It's their gift. They're like the middlemen. They know how to connect people. It's all part of that energy of being receptive. It's all part of that energy of being within the feminine, having the ability to receive something and then transforming it into something big. Take advantage of the gifts that the Creator is constantly giving. Preparing that vessel instead of blaming the surroundings, instead of blaming things and people around as if they are the ones that are causing things. Examine and look within the self and see, how can I work to improve my vessel? How can I improve my capacity to receive the gifts? And sometimes preparing that capacity to receive the gifts, for instance, if it's finances, tests may present themselves where the Creator can test how much a person can give, how much a person can use this money. What is the reason? All these things are within that preparation of the vessel, just like preparing for an exam in school. It's work. So it's good to prepare and also living a life as if whatever it is that we want is already there, having that certainty and putting things where they belong within our lives, organizing things within our lives to make way and make space for that we wish to receive. I hope I'm making myself clear. Remember that the things that we desire, the things that we want, those things also want us. The things that we need, it's because we feel that there is room for this, for us to receive it. We barely wish for things that we don't want, right? The fact that we want something means that there is a seed within us that knows that we have the capacity to receive it. So tap into that. Tap into that. And trust and enjoy giving, enjoy receiving. The gift of the two as well is it's that connection with the self and another. Myself, I'm a one, right? You by yourself, you're a one. But when another person enters the room, it's two. There's that dialoguing. There's that exchange of energy. It's very important for our human evolution. And using all these gifts that we learn from other people and the reflection of how they bring out our gifts is very good, and sharing it with others, because that's the force of the two, is that giving and receiving. It's that force of talking to another person. It's that force of transforming humanity through sharing with others. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you share this information, you subscribe and listen to more videos that I post on this podcast, and enjoy. Book a reading for yourself so you understand in which part the two is. It could be your mission. It could be within your name. It could be any place. And it's a tool that is good for each one to know where each number is, having an understanding of numerology, having that understanding of how we can use it as a tool to benefit our lives, our spiritual lives, our physical, our material, all the above. Numerology is good at identifying your purpose. So book a reading soon. In fact, now. Thank you.